It's early morning on the West Coast. Marine Section Ranger William Brink and his team are ready for the day's work. It's a mammoth task patrolling the waters of the Langebaan Lagoon. Some of the men already did pre-dawn patrols. But Brink's first port of call are two small fishing boats. This is part of the ranger's daily tasks, verifying that correct and valid permits are used. Strict quotas applied to species like white stompneus and various prawns. Protection of species is one of the key elements of the rangers' work.
All of the rangers are appointed as environmental and management inspectors and fishery control officers. If people don't comply, then we issue them fines, like your J534s, and then they need to pay a fine. Depends on the amount of fish they have or the amount of bait they have. Everything went well this morning, so if they've got their permits in place, so everything's in order.
The purely saltwater Langebaan Lagoon was formed by rising and falling sea levels in prehistoric times. This is unlike most lagoons formed by fresh water entering the sea. It's on the international Ramsar list as a wetland of international importance.
The lagoon is a coastal embayment, one of our few coastal embayments along our South African coast, really important for conservation. Fish species, as I mentioned, birds, specifically pale Arctic wader species, migrant and resident waders. These are birds which spend summer months in the lagoon feeding. Winter months, believe it or not, they travel all the way to the northern hemisphere, to the tundra, where they breed.
For this reason, the lagoon is divided into 3 zones, making patrolling crucial. Zone A is a multi-purpose area and open to the broader public for leisure activities, including fishing and swimming. It's also in this zone where the park's 2 houseboats are permanently moored and available to the public. The other 2 clearly marked zones have stricter rules.
Then we have the B zone, which is a restricted zone. Only certain activities are allowed there. No motorized vessels are allowed in the B zone. And then the last zone, which is the C zone, that is a sanctuary. That is where the salt marshes is, and that is for protection of the waders and fish where they mate and spawn. So that's a completely restricted area. Nobody is allowed in there, only by permit.
Nearing midday, the rangers make their way to where the lagoon enters the marine protected area at sea, patrolling islands the park is also responsible for. The islands are off limits to the public and is protected as breeding grounds for various species, including cormorants and the African penguin.
There's 2 islands. It's Malgas, Chatham, and Marcus Island, which is connected to the mainland. This is also part of our work, and you can just imagine there's always obviously poaching as well going on around the islands, and we don't man the island anymore because the manpower aren't enough. So the audio rangers and volunteers are basically doing that for us.
In September, 2 more permanent members will be employed, bringing the total of rangers to 9. Patrolling the 3 by 30 kilometer lagoon is sometimes overwhelming. But these rangers, many born and raised in the area, say they'll do whatever it takes to preserve this pristine stretch of West Coast. Because while their numbers are small, their passion for conservation is great. Mariska Botha, SABC News, West Coast National Park.